everybody for coming in. I will bring up our special guest for tonight and let her reintroduce herself. Her name is Shan. Hi, Shan.
Hello. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another Sunday. Y'all, we made it to another Sunday. Exciting and the last Sunday of this month. The last one. So that's something to, celebrate. 30 days in, y'all, and we made it. We still all intact, right? And if we not, then we had enough courage to come on in tonight, right? And get the love that we need at the kitchen table. I am just so happy to be here again, Bree. Reintroduction. No, I'm not. Go back to last week's clips. Find out who we are. I am your healer, your spiritual therapist, your holistic herbalist. But most of all, I'm a real person, y'all. I just got some gifts, right? I got some gifts and I love to share my gifts. I'm purposed to share the gifts, right? But I love to see people grow in their knowledge. So again, on tonight, come in with an open mind, right? And as Reek said, even if it's not your flavor, learn something different. We are in a season right now where it is imperable for us to learn different things, right? Because sometimes, y'all, it ain't always what we think it is, right? What did I tell y'all last year? My favorite thing to say, and it's the truth, right? It's a truth in it. That there will be times when you find out that the truth is more detrimental than the lie, right? And so keep your mind open tonight. We're gonna go over some things. We're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna release some things. We're gonna open space for new things, and we're gonna get up tomorrow and do it all over again. All right, that's me.
Ashe. We're going to get to the comments. Getting to the comments. Let's
Yeah.
see what we have here. Welcome in, everybody. We're going to say hello. Sweet says, good Sunday, Goddess and Tribe. Good Sunday to you too, Sweet. Thank you so much for coming in as a moderator. We appreciate all you do and support the tribe. She also says, welcome in, everyone. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share no matter where you are. Please show some spiritual reciprocity on all platforms. We appreciate it. And so do your spirit guides because they led you here to this good message on this good Sunday where you can get this good soul food. Ashe? Hey, Keisha, welcome in, love bud. Good to see you. Thank you so much for all of your support and coming in tonight. Sweet speaking to everybody. Jess, welcome in, VIP Tribe member. She's speaking to everybody, including Chan. We missed you too, love bud. Good to see you.
We did. Yes.
Good to see you. Denise, welcome in, VIP Tribe member. We are happy to see you as well. Speaking to everybody loving on everybody around here. Yes, get your red heels, Dorothy. Click them together. Click them together. We're going home. Yes. Spirit said, thank you. She said, thank you, God. Ashe. Yes. All right, everybody. Hey, Keisha, everybody speaking to everybody. We appreciate everyone for coming in. Shan speaking in the comments. Ashe. All right, y'all. So let's get to the first topic. Hey, Glenna, welcome in.
Hey, Glenna, welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes. Speaking to everybody, I appreciate it. All right, y'all. First topic up, Shan. Let's get to it. First topic we're going to talk about, y'all, is the topic of all topics on this journey. I promise you, 89.99% of the time, I believe this topic is likely the problem in our life. The topic is fear. What is it and why is it? Shan, I'm going to let you start it off.
Ooh, It's an illusion. That's what it is. It's an illusion, but it's also some of our realities, right? Yeah, fear. I don't know how we want to get into that. Throw in some questions that y'all want to know about fear, but just know that it isn't an illusion. It's a distraction, right? I'm not gonna say that it's not anything that you should experience, or you're so above everything that I don't believe. But what I would like to say about fear is most of the time, it's a subconscious response. It's a subconscious response. And what I mean by that is we have created what we call boundaries and attachments to certain things out of traumatic incidents, right? And those things have led us to build this bond with fear, right? But it still can be an illusion because you control how you think and feel. You control that. I do teach at times, we cannot re-identify and redistribute thoughts and words. So whereas somebody else may call it fear, I may call it something else, right? But not that topic for today, right? But fear is crippling within itself. And it will stop us. Yes, subconscious fear is something else. It really is, just because we operate sometimes not even knowing that our responses are due to some things that are subconsciously related. Not only that, Jess, I'm going to take it a little bit further. Some of us operate in fear because it's spiritually attached to lives that you lived before. Right. And sometimes, right. And I always like to use that word sometimes because it may not be applicable. Hey, T, it may not be applicable every single time, but there are times that your purpose, your spiritual purpose, is to come here to conquer the fear based on your past lives. What say you, Reek?
I agree. I think that fear, number one, can always be crippling, but it's not always an illusion. Sometimes fear is very real. It's very much our reality. It's what we live. Because remember, what you think, what you feel is definitely your reality. And that's the reason why we can have, for what may be fearful to one person, may not be fearful to the other. Now, where fear becomes crippling is when you allow fear to keep you from learning, from growing, from evolving, from having more positive life experiences, from opening up to the possibilities and magic of yourself and of this life. You know what I'm saying? So when it gets to that point, then yes, my love, I do feel and agree that fear can be crippling. I believe that was Jess that said that yeah, it can be crippling. It can be something that keeps you from everything that you are meant to be and everything that you desire to be. So with that being said, I see Spiritual Teak speaking to everybody. Hi, Teak. Welcome in, sister. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, do we have any questions about fear, what it is, why it happens? We went over that, but are there questions, comments, things that people would like to know? And I'll wait for those to come in for a minute or two. I think, Sharon,
good questions. Go ahead, Rick.
Different types of fear, right? So you have some fear that's very much emotional and some fear that is very much physical. And then you have fear out there that's a mix of the two. And I think I've heard people kind of talk about them differently, but I think almost always it is a little bit of both, because fear creates a physical response, and it's normally based in something that's emotional or within a feeling. So I was crippled by fear for a good chunk of time of my life. Baby, you are not alone in that. I can promise you that. A lot of people are. Some of us, even now on this spiritual journey, the more I learn, the more I realize there are things that I uncovered that the only reason why I never experienced it was because I was afraid of it. I was just afraid of it. Glenna says you have to cast out fear. Well, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that, Glenna. What does it mean to cast it out, though? What does that mean? And hopefully this question, I mean, this response will take us into, I'm sure we all understand at this point that we've all had interactions with fear, right? But do we really know what it comes from? And then on the other side of that, do we really know how to release it, right? So let's talk about it. So you said cast out the fear, Glenna. Tell us what you mean by that. It might take her a minute to get it out. Yeah.
No, that's fine. But I think that it's a great place to start because you hear the phrase a lot. to cast out fear. So yeah, I would be interested to understand, I think, better what people mean by that. Outside of like, are you saying like remove it outside of yourself? I guess that's really what my question would be to casting out fear. Doing it anyway. Okay.
Yes.
So
okay.
Courage. Good. All right. All right. Good. And she said, do it in fear, meaning do it anyway. That's right.
And just do it anyway. Exactly. Yeah. Because a certain level, when you look at the autonomy of the body, when you look at the medical sense of where things are coming from, there's a certain level of stress that is productive in the body, right? And so when we look at this fear, there's a certain level of fear that causes us to be productive. When we look at it in the way that Glenna is saying, it's fearful, but I have enough courage and self-confidence within self to do it anyway. So that's great. I'm glad she brought that up. Right. Fear placed in you by others, like your parents. Jess, baby.
Yep. Jess. I agree.
Hey, I agree. Robin.
Sweet says, in my opinion, since past lives are actually present lives and another timeline, excuse me, we are working out fear in real time all the time. It sounds like you was a part of the TVA, friend. If you watch Disney, you know what I'm talking about. The TVA, the Travel Variance Association, your Time Travel Association. But I love it. I love it. I love it. Happy Soul Searching. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Happy Soul Searching to you too. It deepens, to be honest. I used to do it anyway, and that fear still never went away. That's interesting. Let's talk about that. So you did something, you did it anyway, but the fear was still there. I can identify with that. For example, 2 years ago on my bucket list, I'm afraid of heights. I don't know if a past life I jumped off something and broke something. I don't know, but I don't jump off nothing. I'm only 5'2", baby. I like to stay low to the ground. That's what we do. You start talking now, I get in the plane, but I don't like things like paragliding, anything up in the air where I'm flying. So y'all, I went zip lining. I did it, but I do not know if I would do it again. So I can be honest with you and say that I still have a fear of it. And that's really where the root is. So maybe the root has nothing to do with me being up high. Maybe it has more to do with me being down low, if that makes sense. So I can identify with that just for sure. Exposure therapy don't always work. What can we say? That's not wrong. It doesn't always work. Teak says fear is an emotion that is riddled in belief systems that have been taught and then agreed by the vessel in conscious and subconscious state of being, coupled with what you bring into this lifetime.
Yeah.
I can agree with that 100%. Yes, ma'am. As Jess say, have fear and do it anyway. Yes. So shout out. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say shout out to Jess and Glenna for making that statement, for sure.
Yeah. And I want to agree with Teak. And that's why it's important for once you get this better understanding of what it means to go on a healing journey, right? To me, just my opinion, right? To me, people use that term loosely, right? Going on a healing journey and not really understanding what it really means to do that, right? Some people are actually fearful of doing that for the simple fact that it will cause them to look deep into self. And that is what it's supposed to do anyway, right? So that you can grapple with these ideas of the things that bring the fear about. When you go on a healing journey and you're understanding these concepts, right? Now you realize how important it is to continue to do shadow work. Now, I know you all heard it, shadow work. It's very continuous importance to follow up with that. But even before you do the shadow work, you have to be ready to admit to yourself that you want to find out the root causes of those fears, right? They don't just happen overnight, right? Some of them are spiritually tied and some of them are naturally tied. But you have to become very confident in self to take that particular journey to get to the root of the problem. And I think that's the aspect of the healing that I come from. I want you to see the root of the issue and pluck that thing up, right? Because now we can remove that, right? So traditional medicine versus Eastern medicine, traditional medicines, they attack the symptoms of a thing. Right? Eastern medicine says we attack the root of a thing. So the root of a thing is to finding out why you are based in fear anyway. Then we move forward with everything else. Now we understand why we can still say, I'm fearful, but I'm going to do it anyway, right? Because we attack the problem first and not the symptoms, right? I just wanted to put that out there.
100%. I think once you really get to the root cause, right? So you hear the term tip of the iceberg. What you don't think about is that, yeah, you see the tip on top of the water, but it's a whole landmass of ice that is an entire ecosystem underneath. So when you start to ask yourself why, which is what discovering fear is. Why am I fearful? Okay, I'm scared because it's up high. Well, why am I afraid of being up high? You have to ask a different why each time to get to the root cause of the real why.
Because and not only that, you got to listen to what the answer is, and you have to accept the answer to what it is. And that is a hard step to take. And a lot of people want to bypass that part, right? But you really have to really get into that, accept it, and now we can grapple with it. Now we can deal with it. Now we can expose it and pull back the layers of that onion. Because I can't guarantee you a lot of things in this life. But what I can guarantee you is once you get into this thing, you're going to realize that it is more than one root cause to any issue. Right? 100%. Right, Jeff. Hard as fuck. You're exactly right. You said it best. And it is, but it's doable.
It is. I see y'all sent that y'all out there. I wanted to bring back Jess's comment. She said, in avoiding it, it's so uncomfortable to face yourself. That be the real fear. Facing yourself. That's always a part of every single situation. Every single one. So if you ever want to figure out where to start with, why am I so uncomfortable facing myself? That's a fear that if you can resolve that, you can probably get just through just about any other piece of shadow work you have to encounter in your life. Because it's going to start there at some point. You feeling uncomfortable with having to face the fear. And normally the fear has a lot to do with yourself. Well, no, not normally, all the time. All the time. All the time. All the time. Yes. Glenna said I had a fear of fame. Now I figured out why. Glenna, let's talk about it, baby. Because you in my spirit. I see you, baby. I see you. Listen, honey. I'm gonna be real with you. I am fearful of my own stardom all the time. It took forever for me to get up here and show my face. It took even longer for me to associate my personal accounts and switch them over and create different platforms for this particular platform. And every day I find it a struggle to deal with the fact that I myself sometimes fear my own greatness. So it's a real thing. It's a real thing. You are definitely not alone in that. I'm telling you, because here's the fear of getting to the top. What happens when you fall? See, the climb to the top was hard, but baby, that fall to the motherfucking bottom a slap. It will slap. And so for me, I had to identify that's what it was. What happens when I get to the top? Because it's the unknown. So fear a lot of times is deeply rooted in the unknown. In the unknown. Just says, that's good, Glenna. I can relate that part. Fear of success, right? Yep. I finally opened my business. You better go ahead, Glenna. Congratulations, friend. Y'all better clap it up for Glenna.
That is a wonderful thing.
It is wonderful, very much so. That part. Oh, Shane, I'm gonna let you have it.
Miss Glenna. What we said last week, Miss Glenna. Now, I know you was on here last week, baby. We don't use that word right there. We don't humble ourselves to nothing and nobody, baby. We don't have to.
Nope. You do not have to be humble here. Baby, shine your light.
I'm huge on the etymology of words. Now, Miss Glenda, that's your homework now. I am super excited, uber excited about you opening that business, but we're not going to be humble about it. We can be full of gratitude, but we're not going to be humble, right? We're not going to, Miss Glenda, girl.
Right. Please do not.
But I love you though, Miss Glenda. I'm so happy for you.
Yes, love and light to you.
We're not humbling ourselves and we're not being nice. No, we're not. Shane, what you talking about? Why we can't be nice, baby? Because you look up that etymology of that word, and it says to be nice means to be foolish.
It does. I promise you. And think about every time somebody has been nice. Now, don't confuse nice with empathetic.
Right.
Don't confuse nice with somebody who is humane. Yes, Shana. Yes, she said, I'm so grateful to the spirit.
That's right. You're grateful. That's right.
Grateful. But be mindful that a lot of times when a person is being nice, they're trying to manipulate either from a place of ego. Maybe they don't want you to treat them a certain way, so they're going to be nice. They're not doing it because they really want to. They're doing it for a reason. So looking at the etymology of the word nice, sometimes we confuse nice with compassion. Some people are just very compassionate, not necessarily nice. Y'all know I'm not nice, but I am compassionate. I can be soft when it calls to be, right? But I can also be a whole lot of other things. We won't go there, but we're going to let y'all have it right there. So we talked about fear. Y'all all had a part in. Thank y'all. You are most welcome. We're glad we can just be here for the ride and encourage you. Yes.
Okay, Miss Lynn. I'm so happy about that. I am so happy for you.
Yes. I see you, Jess. That used to be me, baby. No mas, no more. No more is it you, Ashay. Ashay. Let's see. Okay, next topic we have. Next topic that we have. Let's talk about the next topic. Keys to unlocking knowledge and how that leads us from the topic of fear into gathering knowledge. So one thing that I learned on this journey is that in order to gain knowledge, you have to be in a place of fearlessness. Because let me break it down from how I see it. Because y'all know there's no right or wrong. This is just my perspective. So I encourage you to research on your own and figure out what it means to you. But what I will say is this. The first thing that I learned about unlocking knowledge on this spiritual journey is number one, I could not be scared. I no longer could be afraid of my dreams because they scared me because I didn't understand them. I no longer could be afraid of my own magic and being honest and authentic about who I am in my spirituality. I no longer could be fearful of things that I had been taught to be afraid of. For example, when I was growing up, I grew up in a very Christian household. Y'all know that. My father's a preacher. And my father and my mother never allowed us to watch anything that had to do with sorcery, witchcraft, whatever they called it, right? And when I was younger, we would go trunk or treat. We would never trick or treat. But when my father went away to prison, my mom allowed us to go trick or treating. Okay. And she would dress me up as a witch every year because of the mole on my nose. So over time, when my grandmother moved in the house, she told us, she always would tell me, stop playing with them cards. You shouldn't be playing with them cards. Now, this was me as a kid. Put them cards down. You can't throw the cards away. You got to burn them out back. These are things that I was taught. Playing cards were not allowed. Talking about being a witch was not allowed. Somehow over time, I had to learn what the terminology of the word witch meant, which is healer. Because I began to have adults approach me and go, I'll never forget. I had a friend that said to me, now this is before she knew anything about any of this. Out of the blue, we got into an argument and she said, I'm a child of God and you an agent of the devil. You a witch. Because she was upset I wouldn't let her have my second vehicle to drive to work. So I had to understand what the etymology of witch was because I was tired of being afraid of what people were calling me and saying to me. Once I learned that, it made a whole lot more sense as to why they were calling me that. And it didn't hurt. So now if somebody says it, it's a compliment. I will actually say thank you, appreciate it. Outside of pretending I'm on divine, secrets of the y'all, so things, outside of that, because sometimes I play with people because it's funny. Because it's funny. Yes, I changed pics so everyone can see me. Oh, Glenna, we appreciate
That
it.
is
We love
so
you.
wonderful.
But Shan, I'll let you take it from there.
I don't even know where I really want to go with that. The keys to unlocking knowledge. It all starts with the transformation, a commitment to make a transformation in the mind, right? And then I think I want to point out knowledge, right? We all hear that knowledge is so powerful. Knowledge is so powerful. Knowledge is powerful, but only when it's being used, right? In order to gain knowledge, you have to be open to different concepts, different theories, different belief systems, and their different overstandings, right? You have to be open to that to even start the process of receiving the knowledge, because we can hear a lot of different pieces and moving parts of information, but that doesn't necessarily make you knowledgeable in a certain concept or context. Follow what I'm saying? So even on the spiritual journey, and just like Reek, there's a whole history for me when it comes to Christianity, right? When I'm talking about steeped in Black church religion is how I grew up, right? I grew up in different segments of religion throughout Christianity, right? So then you have the Pentecostal, you have the Church of the God in Christ, right? Then you have Kojic, and then you have the Nation of Islam, and then you have Christianity. I'm only speaking for myself because those were my life experiences. And so when I'm with the Muslim brothers and sisters, you know, I am Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, right? I am her. I am in the Hebrew text, right? When it's coming to Christianity, I'm coming from all of those other facets of Christianity, right? All the way up until 2024, where I no longer practice religion, right? I hold a master's degree in theology, right? But it took me to put myself in a position to learn the aspects of all of these things, even with, you know, academic knowledge as well as human experience, right? To put all of that together to get to where I am today, I had to be open-minded. At the end of the day, I had to be open-minded. When I went from Kojic to Church of God in Christ to all of these other things, baby, it was a whole plethora of stuff that came with that.
Yeah.
That don't even mix in with Christianity. But guess what? They all came out of one root source, right? Got to be open. Knowledge comes in so many different forms, but it's perceived as knowledge when you open your mind to receive it as knowledge. That don't mean you got to rock with shit. None of it. No, you don't have to do none of it. But just know it. Accept that there are other facets of things in this life that go on outside of what you actually believe. And then, baby, I'm just going to tell you that whole thing of Christianity, I just don't want you to believe all of it, but you can believe what you want.
No, and that's the case. I think on this spiritual journey, people tend to believe what it is they feel aligned to them. And you don't fight that, especially as a spiritual mentor or coach. You allow them to explore that, because exploration is how you gain wisdom, not really knowledge. So let's say wisdom. But Teak brought up a very important thing here. She says, let's break down the statement keys to unlock knowledge. Is it annoying, or can it create a ledge between you and your understanding, complicated by humanisms?
Yes.
Now, yes.
Automatically.
So what Teak is saying, she's breaking down the word unlock and knowledge, which is knowledge. So that's why the etymology and breakdown of words are so important, y'all. Thank you for bringing that up. And she says, understanding and teachings from their perspective, when she talks about by humanisms. She says, yes, Shan, open-minded, leading you to your own understanding. Ashe. And she drops the mic. Believe what you want. Right?
Because it really, that's what it boils down to, right? It's not ethically correct when you have a spiritualist, a spiritual counselor, a therapist, or whoever you are in this journey, to discredit what someone else chooses to walk in, right? Because we all intersect on these journeys. Like, we're intersecting together on this journey of the Soul Sage Sundays for a particular reason. Now, whether the reason resonates for me as it would resonate for you makes no difference, because you're true to take away whatever it is that you want to take away, and you're true to put in whatever it is that you want to put in. So I heard somebody say it like this: chew on the meat and spit the bones out. And I have to respect you in your fashion of how you do that, right? Because when you look at the context of how knowledge is based on a system that allows us to separate and divide. And that's through all of the systematic processes that we go through here on these here United States of America, right?
Right.
It's created on dividing us when it's not it. And that's why knowledge, like she said, does it cause a divide? That's why it's so important for us to understand wherever we stand on this thing, we still standing together. It's just true. It's up to me how I choose to rock with it. That's it. But I have to respect you ethically to say, okay, my sister or my brother, they rocking with it that way, but I can learn something from them. Right?
You better know it. You better know it. Just say you got to be open-minded on this journey. It's paramount, but don't be foolish. That part. Well said, Jess. Well said. I will share that. I think a lot of times we are so worried about the being foolish, about what we're opening ourselves up to when we're learning about different facets of this journey, that causes fear, because someone told us that you had to protect all of you 100% of the time as if nothing else was there to protect you. What gave me comfort on this journey, for example, I do not fear death. The reason being is because, number one, I've been way too close to it. I've experienced it one too many times with losing people. And then number three, I know that it's not the end. What most people fear about death is that it's the end. So I say that to say it is important to understand, y'all, that, like we stated earlier, the root cause is the real issue. It's not always the fear. It's not always the thing that we fear. And a lot of times we fear things because it's different. It's different. And so if we don't have any more questions about gaining knowledge and how that connects to fear, and how knowledge or wisdom can help you remove that fear or better understand that fear, we can move to the next topic. But I'm going to leave it open for a moment to see if anybody has questions. I will say, y'all, be mindful that as you travel this spiritual journey, being open does not mean be accepting. It does not mean absorb that energy or take it on.
That was good.
I appreciate it, Shan. Let's see, y'all. All right, we're going to move to the next topic. So I thought this was a great segue, y'all, into some conversations that I have had with some of the tribe members about what is, because I know we announced Hoodoo Heritage Month celebration. So I figured the least we could do is come back and, with some feedback from some folks, bring more awareness to what it is to help everybody better understand exactly what it is. Because I understand the mix-up and the confusion, but hopefully here tonight I can open the door for y'all to better understand what that event is about and where it derived. So the next topic is, what exactly is hoodoo? Now listen, y'all. Listen, Linda, listen. Back at the back. We not talking about voodoo, which is VOODOO. We not talking about Oodoo, as in OODOO or UDOO. We not talking about Voodoo. Any others I leave out, Shan, that might be related to hoodoo?
No, I think you covered it.
Okay, I think we covered it. Okay, we ain't talking about none of those. That is not what hoodoo is. Now, last week, Shan made a comment about hoodoo is what you do. So let's talk about what is hoodoo, where it comes from, and what is the makeup of hoodoo. Kind of like a high level historical background. Now, I want to set the stage for where we start in this historical conversation. It is not at the point of it before it got from its home place to where it is now. It is from the perspective of, I guess, what I can at least speak to. And Shannon, I'll let you go a little bit further because you know more about it than I do. But from a place of what it is here in the Americas, down in Louisiana, Alabama, certain southern states that do practice hoodoo, when you see ring shouts, when you see all of these things, when you hear about these people in hoodoo culture, what is that? I'm going to check Glenda's comment. I had an experience today that I knew it was the best to walk away from someone who I thought was open-minded, but when I did not agree, she got mad. You did the right thing, Glenda. Sometimes it's just best to leave people where they at. Glenda, you talking about my mama and grandma? I can't with y'all in these comments, baby. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all are hilarious.
I love it, Glenda, because that shows your growth, right?
Yep.
When you can walk away from people, places, and things, and that shit don't move you, baby, you don't grow. And I love it. That's the best way I got put it, right? Because y'all know I like to do a little cussing. I don't do cursing unless I have to. But back to, and let's talk about that. So hoodoo, right? Rick, I think we do have to back up just a little bit.
Just a little bit to how it got here. I understand.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's back up just a little bit because over the last couple of weeks, Marika and I are talking and we're having our team meetings, and Teak is in on our team meetings, and we talk about things and we discuss things, right? And we in those meetings, like Rick said, we found out that there needs to be clarity, right? And here's why we need clarity on this journey, right? So we talked about the knowledge a little bit earlier. We talked about the sources in which it could come from. We talked about how we receive it and what we might want to do with it or not, right?
Right.
A part of learning on this journey means that you can't just come to YouTube. You can't just go to Google, right? Some things you have to go a little bit deeper in, right? So there's surface information. Remember, I talked about there's a difference between knowledge and information, how it's transmitted and received, right? So there's certain things that you have to do on this journey, and a lot of it is you got to go beyond what you already see and hear and go deeper. So yes, voodoo, right? We have been taught to believe that that is horrific. It is demonic. It is this, it is that. Baby, what I'm not going to say that it is not, because some portions of it is. But just like anything else in this realm, it came from a pure space, right? Right. And then when the forces here that may be, as they want to call themselves, redacted a few things because of the pure space that it came from, it now becomes demonized because of the power that it holds. Right? So that's a little bit of information. Go dig deeper. Yes, research is necessary. Right? So go dig deeper on voodoo. And now when we talk about celebrating hoodoo, it comes around to us now in the Americas, because that was a spiritual process, resource, all of that way back when it was good. Right? Because voodoo is really about using roots and conjure. Right? Don't know what I'm talking about? Go look up those words and we'll talk about it next week. Using roots and conjure, meaning we're going into the earth to pull out things, to heal us, to protect us. See, that's the positive side that all of this came from. And then when, things happen, things get taken out of its context and used incorrectly, and then misappropriated, and then it becomes demonized, right? Hoodoo is the same thing. Yes, it's derived out of voodoo, And then when it got to the Americas, it was aligned with Christianity, right? And it was aligned with Christianity is because at that particular time when some of us were already here, I hope y'all know that, right? All of us weren't born here. And then to be born here just means to be coming across a river.
Sometimes,
okay,
yeah.
we ain't gonna do that tonight. I'm not gonna do that to y'all tonight. You can always, click the link and go to the bio and we talk about it, right? But when it was brought here, you took what you knew, combined it with other tribes. Hoodoo was a form of protection and healing that we did not have access to being here. It was a language that was unspoken, but very well spoken, right? Between the different tribes, right? Just like anything else, yes, it has been misappropriated and demonized. And in that, because of the power that it holds, and in that, it has now been, you better not do that because you're going to hell, right? Not so much.
Yeah, not so much.
We celebrate Hoodoo heritage here in the Americas because when we truly understand the concept of what it did for our ancestors, it kept us from dying. It kept us from taking roots and herbs and mixing them together, right? I'm an herbalist, so I know, right? And that gift was gifted to me from ancestors way long ago in my lineage, right? But to get forward to me now being my ancestors' wildest dream, baby, I'm gonna mix you up a whole lot of stuff that's gonna cure some stuff in your body. I might even mix you up something that's gonna protect you from the things that you think are demonic. That's what we had to do. So we use what we had. So when I say hoodoo is what you do, it really is. And let's not forget one of the most important things with hoodoo being aligned to Christianity, Christianity for some of us was a forced religion. That's why it's aligned to Christianity. Because we had to then find a way to still protect ours and our own from what was being done to us. That's where the protective measures come in. But then we look at the root work of it, because some of us just think that root work means that somebody going to throw a root on you. No, baby, that's not it. A lot of that has to do with the blending and the mixing of herbs for medicinal purposes. So when you look at how our ancestors had to come through a whole lot of stuff, baby, we celebrate them. Yes. We celebrate them. And we celebrate them with the things that we were taught, passed down, and some of us didn't even know we were practicing hoodoo when we was practicing hoodoo.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Spiritualtique says, it's unfortunate that earth practices have been demonized, which is why it's so important to understand the truth. Like Shan says, have research, go research so you can understand what you already understand. Ashe. Now that's it. That's it right here. And she said from a higher knowing. And let me tell y'all something. Sometimes, go research. I'm gonna tell you something else. And I feel deeply about it because yes, go research, go read, go talk to folks who have the background and the credentials and the experience, but also consult source. Because everything you learn ain't for you to do.
True.
It's just for you to know. That's it. So consult source before you go doing stuff that you see other people doing. Should I be doing this now that I understand and overstand what this is? You see what I'm saying? Spirituality says just the moment it's accepted, anything for that matter becomes your reality. The energy and intention gives the root its power, Ashe. The emotion, the fear, and the affirmations will we affirm. So right. So if you do, me too. If you do things from a place of fear or you manifest from a place of fear, it actually shrinks. And it misconstrues the outcome of what you're trying to manifest. But when you do it from a place of love and inner and understanding, you get exactly what you're looking for. And so to Teek's point, root work don't work without intention. Now, the medicinal side, to Shan's point, yes, but the root of it, that's not medicinal, that's more energetic or spiritual work, that part of it definitely has to have intention.
I love it. I love it. Look at all of the open-mindedness in here. I love it. I love it. Yes, lavender and chamomile, baby. That whole lavender. Mm-hmm. Lavender has a frequency. Just as chamomile. But I promise you, go look up the frequency of lavender and you'll really find out the medicinal purposes of it, but also the spiritual aspects of it, right? Mm-hmm. When you start talking about roots and you start talking about blending things together and using them for protection work, or you're using them for medicinal purposes, even in that, you have to understand or understand what it is that you're using, right? I promise you, go look that lavender up. I bet y'all all go try to grow some in your backyard.
I'm telling you, I got a whole big bag of it, y'all. They sit in the corner. And every time I go past some lavender somewhere, I pick it. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Let me go to the woods and find something. I pick it. Ooh, I'ma pick it. That back in the day, I don't know if y'all know anything about it, but poke salad. If you eat poke salad, that's definitely
baby. I'm telling you. Medicinal purposes for poke salad, as we say here in the country.
Yeah,
poke salad, baby, ain't nothing but the truth. Going on and boil you up. You got COVID. Like, I'm giving y'all secrets now. You dealing with COVID symptoms? Go boil you some poke salad and drink it like a tea.
Now, if you don't know what poke salad is, you gotta look at a POKE salad. Salad. Okay, it's got a purple stalk and it's kind of thick. It reminds me of the consistency of like collard greens, turnip greens, something like that. It's leafy and earthy.
It's leafy and earthy, but it has so many medicinal properties that it's ridiculous. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of things that we use, you do what you do, right? You use what you have. Nature. I'm sure, depending on where you live, but I'm sure whatever region that you live in, it's some grass, it's some flowers, it's some trees. Research what you see, because 9 times out of 10, they have real medicinal properties, right? And because if you're trying to move to the, POKE, P-O-K-E. T, when you come back over here, I'm going to
find some in the woods.
I'm going to have you some, T. When you find out, or when you start to see what the propaganda is around holistic healing and traditional Western medicine, you will now understand why so many chemtrails. You will now understand why there's so much pollution in certain states and areas in that state. You will now figure out why it's so enticed and wrapped around money. Because once you kill off all of these things that are in nature readily and free, and people start to use those things or gain the knowledge about these things, right? Knowledge is that acceptance, and start using these things, baby, a whole lot of shit on the other side of that propaganda gonna stop.
Yeah, a lot of health issues stop too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just speaking from a place of somebody who's worked in healthcare and have seen claims. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. So if I don't allow you access to these things, and I rip up all the female trees out the ground and plant male ones, which is why y'all got allergies. Because I'm gonna tell you a secret. I don't know if you know, baby, this is an erotic sage conversation. But that yellow stuff that be going through the air that make you real sick and sit at the back of your throat, that's tree sperm. That's why you sick. I know. It's shocking, isn't it? Yeah, they don't tell you that. But that's
They're not gonna tell you that.
That's why you sick. That's why it make you sick. I can feel the open-mindedness and desire for knowledge of this session. It's also thank you so much, sweet. We appreciate y'all being so. Yes. Yep. I saw that thing about the trees recently. I'm telling y'all, Tico over there laughing. I said that's tree sperm. Being the back of your throat.
That's what it is. And it's an overproduction of it.
Yes, it's too much of it. It's not supposed to be that much out here in nature, baby. The bees can't handle it. That's the problem. That's why we got bee problems too. Yes, y'all got to know it to grow it. Now, I keep telling y'all, you got to know it to grow it. Okay. Now, with that being said, the next topic, because I know we coming up on time and we having a good time, but I don't want to keep people past their time. Yes. With that being said, what is Hoodoo Heritage Month? Now, I'm going to kick it off by saying Hoodoo Heritage Month is the month of October. Think Dios los Muertos. You know what I'm saying? They're the dead. Think other cultures that have some type of festivities in October where they put out food like candles, pour libations, and they honor their ancestors, whether they know them or not, right? So, Shan, I'm gonna and another thing, if you don't know nothing about it and you on the East Coast, because me and Shan gonna go one day. Down near South Carolina, Georgia area, there is an African village, an island called Oyotunji. I went there as a youth. They have a celebration every year in October for ancestors that are unknown. And it is from the Yoruba practice. So, Shan, I'll let you take it from there.
And well, yes, we are going. Jess, I absolutely love your energy and I love your spirit, baby. When you say they just doing shit, baby. Jess, please go follow me on Facebook and please follow me on YouTube. Okay. And please follow me on Instagram and just go back 2-3 years and see what I'm talking about. But I love you, Jess. Absolutely. They are out here just doing shit, Jess. Let me tell you this, and I know our time is limited. I'm going to make it short. Jess, I am 54 years old. I grew up in the country area of Virginia, Jess, and I have been bit by a whole bunch of stuff other than poisonous snakes, right? How I get 54, Jess, and have an allergic reaction to mosquito bites. They out here doing shit, Jess. You're exactly right.
They're doing shit, Jess.
Yes, I'm laid up in the bed with my legs burning. It looked like I done been in a fire and some more stuff. Mosquito bites. Here's what it is, though. Because they're conjuring up shit, right? And they want to be mad at me when I conjure up stuff. But they're conjuring up shit, Jess, right? And they're putting things out that our bodies don't have any antibiotics to. And so my body is over here for as healthy as it can be, right? Because I do my stuff, y'all. Don't get the thickness confused, baby. I'm 54 and don't have any issues. Blessed to the ancestors in the universe, right? I don't take no pills for nothing, right? But I'm over here looking like a damn burn victim because of this shit they conjuring up, Jess. That just touched my heart, Jess. It touched my heart when you said that. They just out here doing shit, which they
just out here doing shit. He said, Shan, 45 years young, the energy of 9. So y'all both in the energy of 9. Ashe, baby. Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Also said, you took the words 50. Out of my mouth. I love Under a Rock and Channel when I am told. So I don't know about tree sperm. But I don't have no allergies.
It's a lot of stuff going on. But see that awareness, see that acceptance of knowledge that we just did. Now when we go outside the mall, we're going to be looking around, right? Y'all going to be looking around and say, what's going on out here? Let me take a look at that, right? But it's good, though. So what was I supposed to do, Reek? I forgot. Because Jess had just...
Heritage Month.
Oh, okay, because Jess had just... That resonated with my soul, honey, because I just got better this week.
She get me every time she up in her, and I know.
I just welcome to
the show, y'all. But Hoodoo Heritage Month. So we were talking about Oyotunji experiencing that.
Yes, and we are going to go. We definitely are going to go. And hopefully when we go, we will have our resident media manager with us so that we can, get footage and that type of stuff. Because now all of it ain't going to be televised, babe, because you have to know that when you go on spiritual journey, some things ain't meant to be televised, right? And ancestors will let you know what can and what can't, right? But we want to be able to capture moments so that we can bring back and so that you can see and do that. But yes, we have on October the 19th on some indigenous land, right? And when I mean indigenous land, this is land that has been Black owned from the very beginning 450 years ago, right? And that's huge, right? We ain't gonna go into all of that, why it's huge. On another show, we'll do that. But that's huge. But we will have our celebration of honoring and venerating our ancestors. When we use the word honoring, means we're going in and showing appreciation for the things that we have learned, for the things that we have incorporated into our own practices, right? Now, keep in mind, every one of us have other entities within our lineage, right? And when I speak about entities, I'm actually talking about ethnicities within our lineage. So hoodoo is what you do, right? And how you do it. You will be able to honor whatever practices that you use in this situation, right? Because I can honestly say I do a lot of Eastern medicine techniques, right? So I honor the sound bowl. I honor the raindrops, right? But I also do a lot of things that come from the low country, right? So what we have planned, and you will be able to actually, well, I'm not going to say because we might have to change a few things, but there's an opportunity to come and experience that on the land. And then on the 19th, there's an opportunity for you to stream the experience. And when we say venerate, what we mean is just what we've been talking about tonight, because some of our ancestral practices have been misappropriated and demonized. We come back to venerate that for our ancestors, to teach the ones, Sankofa, for you to go forward and then go back and get the other ones, to give them the knowledge, right? Because that's all they left it there for, was for us to have and to use. And so for us to venerate them is to stand in the honor of them and to teach the ones that don't know and combine our energies with the ones that do know, right? That's what we're doing on our idea and what was placed in our hearts for Hoodoo Heritage Month and the celebration.
Ashe. So now y'all understand, because what we don't want is for y'all to go running and screaming, talking about we about to turn everybody into hoodoo practitioners. That's not the idea. The idea is to bring understanding and awareness. So the next time you see a ring shout, you ain't running for the hills. You know what I'm saying? Or talking from a place of not understanding or understanding. Also, Glennie, you found 16 cents, baby. That's a 7.
That's a 7, but how did that 16 cent come?
Was it a penny, a dime, and a nickel?
Yeah, but I want to know.
Was it a penny, a dime, and a nickel? Hey, you know that's some low country stuff. While she talking about that, Shay, you were talking about Hoodoo Heritage Month. I just want to put it into perspective for everybody. Think about it this way. Back in the day, there were no cemeteries. Let's start there. Something very basic. This, you can explain it to your kids this way, actually, if you wanted to. But if you were a person who was owned, is how I'm going to say it, you didn't have a plot. Some of your family was in that state, and when you got sold off, the rest of your family was over there and everywhere else. The way that you honored your ancestors and kept their remembrance when they passed, because a lot of times there were, for example, there were Asian people working on railroads here at one point in this country. They were thrown in ditches when they passed away. Same with Native Americans who died on trails, okay? Not all the time was there a way to mark the burial place of your ancestors. So the way that you honored and venerated them, when you couldn't go to a gravesite and put flowers or pour libations, you had an altar. So an altar is also a part of Hoodoo Heritage Month, and the fact that, like right now, my brother's birthday is on the 3rd. My cousin just passed away this week, on Monday or Tuesday. And so I plan to make her a space on my altar so that I don't have to travel to go honor and venerate my loved ones who are still with me in spirit, who have transitioned to the other side. So a lot of it is about basic. That's why it's hoodoo is what you do. And nobody can tell you how to set up your altar, baby. If you part Hispanic and you want to put some Santerias on your stuff, that's cool. It's whatever you do with the hoodoo. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. What's Shan's socials? I'm gonna put it down now for you, baby. Let me drop it down there because we had it up there earlier. I'm glad you asked. There we go. That's all of Miss Shan's information down there. I'm gonna let that run. Let that run for y'all. Shan said Facebook. Oh, you was putting it in the chat. But so just think of it from a perspective of also practicality. So when you are doing your divination work, I've heard people say, and I'm just approaching this because I feel like I need to. But maybe some of y'all be wondering, well, where do I buy products? You can go pick that shit out your yard. Your ancestors do not care. Look up the spiritual properties of pine needles and tell me if you can't use them tomorrow. That's it. That's all. So it's whatever you have, wherever you are, however, is really the idea to preserve what you do have left of your heritage and your background and your lineage. You are welcome. Jess, you are welcome. Yes, it was a dime, a penny, and a nickel.
I love it.
So, Shan, what's with the dime? Okay, so dime, the penny, and the nickel all have different meanings. So, Shan, I'm going to let you take that one away for Glenna.
Y'all go look it up. Y'all go look it up.
Okay, so Glenna, I'm going to tell you what to go look up. Spiritual meaning of a dime, spiritual meaning of a penny, the spiritual meaning of a nickel. And I promise you, there's
spiritual meaning of 16.
Yeah.
And the spiritual meaning of 16. Also, the spiritual meaning of silver and the spiritual meaning of copper. Prime example, y'all see. Okay, yeah, I got them on tonight. There's purposes for that, right? Purposes for that. Purposes for that. And that's what you'll learn in your spiritual journey, right? Especially if you are choosing to incorporate some of the resources and some of the practices that we are talking about tonight. Like everything ain't for everybody, right? But once you decide what's for you, right? Then you have to go a little bit deeper into why. Like, I don't just have on a head wrap because it's cute. I wrap my hair for certain reasons, all based on my spiritual practices and belief, right? There are days where you'll see me all white. Baby, just know that when you see me all white, I done been through a whole lot, and I need to be protected with that white. Learning the colors. Some days you'll see me with all black. Baby, sometimes I put a little camouflage on top of that black because that means I'm going to war or I've already been in war. Spiritual, right? And then you'll see me sometime like this where it really don't even matter, but my head is covered for my own reason. This is the last Sunday of this month. So for me and my spiritual, and I'm saying all of this because you don't just get into this thing and see other people doing things and not overstanding or understanding why they're doing it, right?
That's right. And just to bring a little contrast, you hardly ever see me wrap my hair up.
Oh, yeah, that's true, Rick.
It's because my spirit don't like being contained for whatever. We tried it. I tried it. Shan explained it to me and I tried it, but the locks won't having it, baby. I started losing edges and shit. It won't looking good. I can't be bald around the edges, baby. My head just don't like it, so I don't. But to her point, it's what you do with it and why you do it. For example, when I wear black, it's for something similar, but it's to absorb the negative energy. And I wear black almost every other day because I interact and I read all day long. But I also burn a white candle in here for protection while I do it. You see what I mean? So the colors have meanings. It's how you use it and the intention that you set with the resources and tools that you have. And it will differ from person to person. It doesn't mean Shan is wrong. It doesn't mean Rika is wrong. It doesn't mean Teak is wrong. It means that everybody is aligned to things in different ways, and it resonates with your spirit based on what your Akashic records, your lineage, your DNA houses for you. Ashe? So I just wanted to point that out.
It's beautiful how you, it's on this side. I think that's beautiful, Rick, how you bring that out. Because this right here, our hair, especially us as non-ether beings, right? Our hair, melanated people, our hair is antenna. And sometimes, just depending on who you are and what you go through, these antennas will pick up a whole lot of things that don't even belong to me, right? But this is the way that spirit communicates with us. So Reeks is saying, don't put nothing on me, don't cover me up, because I'm getting all of the goodness, right? And mine says sometimes, baby, cover it up, because you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to figure all of it out, right?
Right, and I agree. And I think to your point, Shane, you said that
we appreciate you, T. We love you.
And we do, and can't wait to have you on the show to talk to the beautiful people and share some details of the spiritual journey with all of us. So we look forward to that. And y'all will let you know when it is. We'll announce it sometime over the coming week when that will be and who will be on the show next week on Sunday. But I do want to say, as far as this spiritual journey, Shan brings up a very valid point. Sometimes you do have to clear the energy from your vessel, right? I do that differently. So it was actually a TikTok challenge that Shan and somebody else were doing. And I wanted to follow suit to learn. Because sometimes the only way to learn is through experience, right? I didn't know my edges was going to come out if I didn't try it, y'all. So I tried it. Let me tell y'all what I learned. The way that I clear my energy from my vessel is through the process of saging with different herbs. So I actually sage my locks. I wash them in oil that has been blessed by the moon over 4 years ago. So you can have practices to keep your vessel cleared of energy, but you want to learn about all these different ways to do it so that you have options. Because one day I might not have my herbs. I might have to put a pair of leggings over my head and wrap it up like it's a turban or something. You know what I'm saying? I've seen girls do it. I'm trying to learn, y'all. I'm not real good at that time thing like Shannon.
Oh, I love it.
I'm just not. She real good at it. She real good. I ain't. Just says I put my bun down today. Oh, okay. And was thinking, man, I could never be a part of these tribes where they cover their heads in tight wraps. I want to fight, baby. I understand. That's my head all day. Yes, big love and abundant light. Same to you, Teek. Same to you. Robin says, yes, when I get home, I take my shoes off in the car and walk through the grass. Baby, they grounding. Yes, I'm going to try that, Robin. That's a good one. I was standing out in the middle of the hurricane storm the other day. I didn't even care. Baby, I just needed something to wash away everything that I was feeling. So that's how I
meant to tell you, since you did that, well, I did. I said it in your live that you were radiating. So that practice and see, those are the things that we want to give these pieces of information to you so you can receive them as knowledge. There's a whole spiritual component to the elements of the earth, the water, the rain, the fire, the air. There's a whole thing with that, right? And for her to actually go outside in the middle of a hurricane, baby, it was some serious cleansing that went on, and it moved fast because the wind was moving fast, right? It get deep, y'all. It get deep.
I have to post that video for y'all here on YouTube. Yeah, I'll post it. I posted it to TikTok, but I will post it here for y'all too. So I know I've been away for a little while, y'all, but we back. We're going to have the schedule. Schedule will be posted tomorrow for all the lives for the upcoming month. Yay, we getting organized for Hoodoo Heritage Month. And so y'all will know about all the special guests. You will know about the events. Please go check us out at the website. Yes, Robin, it did feel amazing. It really did. It was. I'm gonna do it again as soon as they say another hurricane or something coming up and through here, baby. As soon as I get it, right? They're gonna think I'm crazy, but we're gonna do it anyway. But with that said,
wait a minute, Robin. I tried, honey, but King wouldn't let me do nothing. That's the puppy, German Shepherd. I couldn't hug the tree. I couldn't do it. So I just walked with him in the rain. I didn't even film it. I just kept that for myself.
Jess, you in Florida. Half my people from Miami. So yeah, baby, going out there. You got a good place to be, because they ain't scared of no hurricane down there. Robert over there laughing, baby. Kane was keeping you tied up here. I get it.
King would not let me do nothing. But I guess it was my time to be with him.
Right. With that being said, we miss you too, Glenna. And we love it. Ashe, and we love it too, baby. With that being said, y'all, I know we done ran over. I don't want to keep sharing no longer than we have. But please go check out goldengoddesstarot.com. The website has changed. We have sessions up. We have tarot classes. We have spiritual courses. Y'all, I've been working. I ain't been present on the live or posting videos. They resume tomorrow. But hear my heart. With everything I've been going through, I needed that break. Sister T told me set my ass down. I did. I ain't had no choice. Because right after she got off the phone telling me to sit down, I got the call that my cousin the next day had passed away. So shout out to you, T, for delivering that message because I had no clue what it was about. But I did need to sit down, and I did. So now we back, refreshed, and I just appreciate my soul family. All of y'all here. Yes, the tribe with the golden vibe, Spiritual T, Shan, and all the other people that I will bring for y'all to meet have been very encouraging on this journey. So I'm grateful. I am grateful. T says, good night, loves. I need to be up at 4:44, baby. Okay, 4:44. You enjoy the rest of your 4:44. I shine. Glenda says, good night. All big love to you as well, T. Big love to you. And with that being said, Shan, I'm going to let you close us out with some closing words.
Ashe. Here's what I'm going to say. Thank you, Jess. Here's what I'm going to say for us going into Hoodoo Heritage Celebration Month. First, I want y'all to go and take a spiritual bath.
Ooh, that's it.
Mm-hmm. If you can get that spiritual bath in, if you can get that spiritual bath in tomorrow night before 11:59, when you're doing, and you don't have to go out and get a whole bunch of stuff, right? I'm telling you, hoodoo is what you do. If you have salt in your home, it's as simple as running a hot bath and adding the salt, right? I'm not going to tell you to go out and get all of these elements, although all of these elements are applicable. But if you don't have them, use what you have, right? Okay. Research spiritual baths. See what the components are. See what resonates for you. But here's the intention that I want you to set. I want you to set the intention of clearing out stagnant spaces in your emotional intelligence, in your spiritual intelligence, as well as your mental and your physical. So here's what this looks like. While I'm taking my spiritual bath, my intention is to release everything that no longer serves me. That's it.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, try, because you know I keep it a motherfucking bearing with y'all. Now, if you do it and in 72 hours, some shit start breaking down, it's okay. Don't be alarmed. It's meant to
alarmed. Don't be alarmed.
Yeah, but you don't know what's gonna shake up or shake down.
And it's so true. But be receiving of it, right? When you set these intentions, it's because you're truly ready to make a change. You're truly ready to push those things that no longer serve you as you're growing into your higher self. And see, I'm going to talk about that one day, Ree. When we talk about our higher self, baby, you already are your higher self. You just don't know it.
I'm going to write that down. And we're going to talk about the higher self. Yeah, that's a topic.
Yeah, you can take a spiritual shower. Yes, Jess.
Yes.
It's just let me rubbing that salt on you or have it. Yes.
And if you got some coconut oil, you can put that coconut oil in your hand, the organic coconut oil, and pour you some salt in there, baby, and rub that thing around and scrub it. And when y'all take y'all spiritual bath, please, please, please listen now. Wash your ass first. Then follow up with the herbs and shit and soak your ass and then rinse it off. Don't wipe it off. Let that shit air dry. Let it air dry. It'll be all right. Yeah, it might be itchy a little bit, but let it air dry.
High Priestess I find it helpful. High Priestess said she did a release with a candle and now she was going to release with a bath. That's all I'm telling you. Just set the intention. Allow the intention to move in the fashion that it's going to move. And when things get disrupted or they start going a little boop, 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 right? And now some of y'all, what you say, Ree, it's going to smack. Some of y'all, it's just going to smack, right? But know within self that is the release of a thing and the opening of a new thing, right? That's it. That's all I have.
I love it. I love it. With that being said, y'all, I appreciate everybody for coming out, hitting that like button, tapping that little heart on the screen, showing love to both Shan and I as we share what knowledge we have. We will be back next week with another episode of Soul Sage Sunday. Just so y'all know, please check out the website, Book Parkinson's. Also, meditation sessions are tomorrow. Okay. We have a new moon coming. We'll be talking about that because it's also some type of eclipse. Y'all give me a moment. Let me catch the hell up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Once I catch up, we're going to talk about what's going on. But if you want to check out Hoodoo Heritage Month event, you can get there from my website. Also, if you are on Shan's platform, you can get there from her Linktree or mine as well. Whichever one you at, we don't care. Just get there. We don't care how you get there. Just get your ass there if you can. That's it. That's it and that's all. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, divine dreams, y'all. Love and light. Ashe. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right. With that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all for showing Shan so much love and so much beautiful grace and compassion. Yes. And for being so grateful to the knowledge that she comes to share. And I hope that continues as we introduce more people to the show, right? And I appreciate you all for your support and your encouragement and your upliftment. And yes, you are most welcome, High Priestess. With that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and tie it up. Love, light, namaste, and ashe, everybody. Good night.